And hello again, and welcome to Professional Insights, brought to you by the National Referral Network. This is where we talk to professionals and they share their, you guessed it, insights and wisdom and information so that we all can benefit. And today, my partner in crime in Utah is with me, and we are going to do a shameless plug. I'm letting you all know right out at the beginning, we're going to do a shameless plug because we have written a book. And the book is called A Firm Worth Building. It's available on Amazon. Show them the book, Mike.
And
there's the book. It's available on Amazon. And we want to talk about why we wrote the book, because it actually is very consistent with a lot of what we talk about here when we talk with professionals about how to chart their growth, how to run their businesses more efficiently, some of the problems they face, all that stuff. The book really addresses all of that stuff, which is why we're plugging it here today. And Mike, let me start off with this. You and I have talked with a lot of professionals here on this during this segment that we do every Tuesday morning. We talk with a lot about how business owners commonly are in the middle of this quagmire of their own making, meaning that they start a business and they're just trying to survive, and before they know it, they've got more work than they can handle, which means they've kind of traded one problem for another, and ultimately don't experience the reasons that they started the business to begin with, because they kind of, as we've certainly experienced, they don't really know how to be business owners. Let's just call it what it is. What's been your take on this as we've done these and as you go around and talk to other professionals?
I think that's the biggest thing, Mike, that mindset of working in the business and working on the business. Mm-hmm. And there's other books that talk about this, about, you be the professional being the technician. And there's, the whole mindset of, which, by the way, is the first section of the book, is defining who you are.
Right.
What is that value proposition? And then making that shift from a technician to an actual CEO.
Right.
And then being able to do everything else that's going to grow the business, scale the business.
Right.
So that you can get what you want out of the business, which at the end of the day is a sale or an acquisition or some sort of exit.
Or some sort of just, I want to hand this to my kids or whatever. Yep. Or whatever it is. And there's actually, it's interesting. One of the earliest chapters of the book, we actually talk about how not everybody is cut out to be a business owner. It's actually might be better for some people to work for other people because they maximize their value doing that. And we've talked a lot here about how, finding good people is not the easiest proposition these days.
No, and the funny thing that you bring that up, Mike, I was going through my MBA program, and we had a part of it was weekly presentations from local CEOs and business owners. And one gentleman came in, he started a tech company, and he quickly realized that he is not a CEO. Mm-hmm. He is the technician. He likes to build programs. He likes to move the technology forward. And the company became stagnant until he realized that. He stepped down, brought in a real CEO for the company, and he became like the VP of product development or the COO or something like that. But then all of a sudden the company took off and is actually got acquired, I think 3 years after that, for a pretty large sum of money.
Well, I'm sure he was happy that happened.
He was happy that happened. Yes.
He was happy. It's interesting talking to the people we talk to here and having them share what they do. There's some very, very common problems and circumstances out there, almost everywhere you look. And so, and we've certainly been down that road and made, I know I've made every mistake you can make as a business owner and learn the hard way. And over the years, we've created systems in our business. We've learned the value of edifying other people. That's something that's you don't hear talked about, I don't think, a lot in business schools. The idea of building up those around you, even your competition, which is really weird.
Yeah.
You would think in the business world, you never build up your competition, but frankly, we really do advocate you don't talk badly about other professionals. You speak well of other professionals. So the idea of elevating everyone around you, that rising tide raises all ships.
Well, that's the other. I had a client the other day, Mike. She came on board, and before she did, her advisor retired. She thought she'd give, and she called him the kid. I'm not saying he's a kid. I don't know how old he is, but I want to give the kid a try. And then so she decided to come on board, Mike, and I told her, I said, hey, more than likely he's going to call you and tell you because we get a report. And sure enough, this kid, I'll call him a kid, called her and basically not only bashed her, Mike, but told her that she was making a horrible mistake, that the other firm isn't going to take care of you. And I asked her, I said, now, is that the best way to say goodbye and thank you for being a client? We hear that so many times.
Mm-hmm.
That like a CPA is like, oh, they don't know. Why are you leaving me? They don't know what they're going to do, and all these things. But it's horrible how we treat each other professionally.
Yeah, and this doesn't have to be a win-lose equation. Not everybody is for everybody. We have clients that sometimes don't fit for us, that we don't fit for them, and relationships have to work. They have to be balanced, and everybody's got to be happy. And sometimes, for whatever reason, relationships take maybe a left turn and need to go a different direction. That's what happens. And so along the road of life and our professional lives, elevating other people and allowing these changes to occur without this professional animus that sometimes shows up I think it's what distinguishes one professional from another.
And that vision, Mike, and whether it's a solopreneur, or you're within a larger practice. Let's just say you're a CPA that owns your own firm, and you're in a larger practice. To your point, it's critical to understand what that client base is for you. And if the client doesn't match that vision,
Mm-hmm.
then it's okay to say no. Because what you'll find is you'll find more clients that fit that and that are attracted to you. And that's the worst thing that we see talking with professionals is that, and they've said it on here.
Yeah.
When you're starting out, you want everyone. But
you do.
You don't want everyone.
You do. And after a while, you got to figure out what are you and what are you looking for.
Yeah.
So we talk about all this stuff in the book. Again, we're going to wrap up here. But the book's available on Amazon. If you're a business owner and you're trying to figure out how am I going to grow? How am I going to get to the next level? How am I going to be, I don't know, we call it owner-centric, less owner-centric. In most businesses, the owner is the centerpiece, and the business is very dependent on the owner. If you're trying to dilute yourself in your own business, whatever it is, please do yourself a favor. Pick the book up. You won't be sorry. It's a quick read, but it's full of really, really good stuff. We will be back here next Tuesday morning to talk with yet another professional. Until then, I don't know. What's my sign-off line here?
The sign-off is at the link to the books below.
Yes.
Take a look at it. Like the information. If you know a business owner that is struggling growing their business, CPA, attorney, whatever the case may be, share the book, share the video. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications, and we're here every Tuesday.
Got it. Thanks, folks.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.